Yes, I am a millennial who has not figured out how to use green screen effectively on TikTok, and no, I do not want a tutorial. I will just keep doing things this silly way. Everybody is talking about executive orders right now, and I feel like if we're going to be talking about them, then you should read them, and you can on the White House website. But government documents are sometimes really weedy, sometimes full of legalese, sometimes kind of boring, unless you're a policy wonk like me. And so I want to break down a couple of things to look for in an executive order, so when you open the document, you're not like, whoa, wall of text, what am I looking for? First off, I just want to clarify some vocab here. So executive action is a word that you hear a lot. And executive action is kind of like the umbrella term. It's basically any action taken by the executive branch. An executive order, the audience is specifically the executive departments. It's from the president to the executive department saying, you need to do this thing. A proclamation is usually more of an announcement to the world at large, to the public. A memorandum is similar to an executive order, except that it's more of a directive to departments to carry out things under their own authority. So every executive order has a title and a number. The number is so that it can be filed in the Federal Register and we can keep track of executive orders over time. And then with executive orders specifically, somewhere at the top, there will usually be a directive to. It's like the to line in an email. I'm sending this to the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the Secretary of. And then usually somewhere at the top, there will be a sentence that looks like this. By the authority vested in me as president, by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Now, this is sort of the catch-all. I, as the president, have power to order certain things. Sometimes the president will be more specific, either up at the top or somewhere in the body of the executive order, justifying where that power comes from. I have the power to declare a state of emergency, and that power was given to me by a law passed by Congress in such and such year about national emergencies. Therefore, I'm using that power to declare a national emergency. The reason the president does this is to justify the legality of the order. Now, the next section is usually the specific orders. So this is something like the Department of Defense will do X thing under this law, pursuant to this initiative, blah, 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 blah. It's more specific about what is actually being ordered to be done. And this may include logistics. It may include specific timelines. So this order starts on this date and it goes until this date. And now as we get to the end, there is usually a general provisions. And this is kind of like nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted by law to an executive partner agency. It's more of this legalese to explain the limits of the order and the justifications legally for how that order could work.